Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Music Forward Open Mic Fridays. I am so excited. This is like one of the most fabulous things that I get to do every other Friday night is host this amazing open mic. My name is Lydia Caesar, and I am excited to walk you through this amazing evening of talent. Right now, you might hear some music in the background and you're probably bobbing your head to it. The song is called The Cage, and it is by Colin Bracewell. Colin is this month's Music Forward Artist of the Month, which is dope. In a minute, you'll get to learn all about what Music Forward is, so just keep it locked. But first, I want you to do me a favor and share this link. One of these amazing artists sent you this link, right? And said, hey, listen, tune in. Now you pay it forward and you send the link to somebody else so we can fill up this Twitch room right now, because all eyes and ears deserve to be on the talent that's about to blaze the stage for you tonight. So thank you for joining us on Twitch. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now to our Twitch channel so that you never miss out. We have so many amazing things going on at Music Forward. So before we get started, let me give you a little bit of information about Music Forward and about Open Mic Fridays. So what is Music Forward? Well, Music Forward connects young people from our communities directly to the music industry via career and artist development programming designed to transform young lives, inspire careers, and champion a more inclusive music industry. Such a great initiative, because the music industry can be a really tough nut to crack, right? But you have the artists, you have the industry, and this is Music Forward, the bridge. So that's one of the reasons why you're here. What is Open Mic Fridays? Open Mic Fridays is a performance showcase where young artists get to share their talent. They gain exposure, right? You guys are watching. And what separates Open Mic Fridays is they get live feedback directly from experts in the industry with successful careers in music. That's the part, because listen, we all hate it when someone tries to tell us what to do, but they ain't never did it. That don't make no sense, right? Not here at Music Forward Open Mic Fridays. We have industry experts that you're going to meet every single show, and they come, they watch, and they give feedback directly to this amazing lineup of talent that we have. So let's get back to the lineup, right? First, we're going to need some help from you guys. This episode is really all about you guys, right? Everything is dependent on how you show love to the artist that you came to see. All right. So one artist is going to be selected at the end of this show so make sure that you participate in our poll taking place at the end of today's Open Mic Fridays on our Instagram page at Music Forward, and show love for your absolute favorite artist, okay? Also, come back on Monday and find out who was selected. So before we get started with the performances, let's meet our industry guests. Industry guests, please turn on your cameras. And before I introduce them, let me just state that both of these experts today are from an organization called STEM, which is amazing, headquartered in LA and New York. STEM exists to help artists navigate the business behind their music. That is so important, because it's, as an artist, we're so creative, we forget about the business parts. So that's where STEM comes into play. They do this by reducing complexity, because it can be really complex, creating clarity, and providing more opportunities to exercise full control. So both of these guests are from STEM. Let's start out with Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm going to tell the audience about you. Stephanie Jones, artist label relations with STEM. Stephanie Jones is nearing a decade working in the music industry, having experience in a range of areas from live concert videography to music licensing. Currently at STEM, as the manager of artist and label operations, Stephanie works directly with independent labels and artists, distributing releases worldwide. Originally from the East Coast, and me too, from New York, Stephanie graduated from UC with a BS in music industry and pursued a career in LA, where she currently resides and enjoys urban hiking. I love it. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, hello. So happy to be here. How's it going?
We're so happy to have you. So I want to start out with asking you a question. Relocating from east to west, what are some tips that you'd give? Because I know a lot of artists, that are maybe not from a big city are thinking of making that move. What would be some advice that you would give?
Ooh, that's a great question. Some advice I would give is to really um, build up your confidence first, because you're going to do a lot of leaning on yourself throughout the transition and the move, and then also like identify who your like core support group is, whether that's like family, friends, fans, whoever it is, because you're definitely also going to be leaning on those people throughout the move. But then once you're in the new city, I definitely recommend like getting out a lot, meeting new people, putting yourself, in the spaces that you want to be in, trying to attend as many events as possible, just like getting
Yeah.
yourself out there and meeting other cool people who did the same thing you did and like moved out to a new city to make it work. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Get outside, get active, and do your proper planning beforehand. Great, great advice. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank
Stay
you.
right there. Don't go anywhere. Next, we have Albert Bradley, artist and label relations at STEM. Albert Bradley, artist manager and artist and label relations rep at STEM, was born and raised in Arlington, Texas, and is currently based in Los Angeles, California. He developed a passion for music by participating in choir, attending live shows, and helping his friend and management partner throw festivals with headliners like Young Thug and Trippie Redd. Albert currently manages artist and Billboard chart topping producer Lodi Luna and works at STEM, where he advises on release strategy for artists and labels, including Soul Lection, Che Ekru, Alan Rayman, Fabo, and more. Albert, welcome.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited, so excited. So I see that you are into management. What would you say that an artist should look for in a manager?
Ooh, that's a real good one. Um, I honestly feel like every artist is different. Every artist there's not a one size fits all. Um, so
Mm,
and of course
mhm.
you want your manager to be invested in you. You want them to believe in you. They have to believe in it just as much as the artist does. So definitely look for that. I feel like sometimes artists get caught up in the credentials, maybe, or the experience, when that doesn't necessarily mean
Ah,
it's going to be the best
mm,
manager for you. Just because someone's managing someone that has managed the
yeah,
Lady Gagas of the world doesn't mean it's going to be a perfect fit for you. So just kind of,
truly.
yeah, just kind of go based off of your instinct and your gut. That's what I have to say, of course, with
I
that.
love that you I love that you said that too, because like a lot of times artists look for these big managers when it's like, what are you bringing to the table as an artist too, right? Sometimes you got to humble yourself.
Correct.
Like you may see these
Correct.
big results, these big artists. It's like, these artists are established. You may be good starting out with your best friend or your
Exactly.
mom or somebody who really has your best interest at heart. So that's great advice. Great
Exactly.
advice.
You never know.
So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll have you back on in a minute. You may now turn off your cameras. All right. So you guys have met our industry experts. You see that they are on point. They're going to be dropping gems all night. Let's get the show started. But first, I want to remind you guys that the chat on to these artists. Let them know where you're joining us from. Send them an encouraging word. You never know how far an encouraging word can take it. As an artist, trust me, there are some days where you don't know if you're going to make it. You may say the words that they need to hear tonight. So keep it positive and powerful in the chat. And let's get started with our first performer. Coming to the virtual stage, on in. Let me tell the audience a little bit about you. Scooter, the one who learned it all but refused to become it all. Scooter is determined to use his talents to change his circumstances and inspire the world outside. Growing up in Compton, California, Scooter holds nothing back. His unique hip hop brings a vibrant, artsy, yet authentic capsule of his experiences, all fueled by his uncompromising desire to improve circumstances. His debut project, We Outside EP, builds as a brilliant sonic of his life experiences, trials and tribulations with hope, heartbreak, and doubt, with confidence, pain, and purpose. We Outside EP is pure human music of the imperfections of reality, the truth delivered over an upbeat cheer. Scooter, welcome.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good. Look at you looking like the superstar that you are.
The shades back on today.
Love to see it. So tell the audience a little bit about what you're going to be performing tonight.
I'm gonna be performing this song today called "Best of Me." It's really a letter for a lot of people I got locked in jail right now, like my family, friends. You know, it's just putting the word out for them today. You know, we doing this for them. You know, so
I love it. I love it. Some inspiration for your people. That's
yeah.
very powerful. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Scooter.
Yeah.
Say, hold on. Hold.
Yo, that boo. This goes
Let them
stupid.
provide you a source. Put on next and show no remorse. Don't care about 12, I ain't showing up the court. They been doing my people bad, so I'm holding the grudge. Competition settling in, I don't know what he was. Trying to get up out of my city, keep blowing the cut. They ain't never gave us a chance, all we wanted was fun. Now we really bad to the bone, ain't no breaking us up. Been taking risks, I'ma stay here for months. Not miss, just been missing phone. I rock my pops on this phone. So right now it's tatted on my arm. Come to love and sometimes we don't. Don't care about sticks, we bleeding red form. Yeah. Don't know about love, but we prepare for them. We down odds and battle the storm.
Yo,
Yeah.
that boo.
Hold on,
This goes stupid.
I look down to the system. How they say that we doing bad when we actually victims. I was actually with them. The killer shooting with accurate vision. When the police done with the war look bad in the trenches. I swear God looks sad in the trenches. Gotta try to stay out my city, get sad when I visit. I'm trying to make it home fast when I visit. You been contradicting the law, you mad? I get it. West side and I ain't even have a ticket. I guess that was a privilege. Youngest out my city with a privilege. Things next to Section 8 living. Yeah, hold on, Section 8 living. Yeah, I cruise the coast, I'm past the limit. No 9 off on this mission. They say you odd cause you gifted. Yeah, I had no choice, it just was given. Been talking to God lately, he helped me on this mission. Ain't really fraud, can you do your job? That hard work we've been putting in, it ain't paying off. I'm trying to get out the hood, stay away from the law. I'm trying to run up them numbers, head straight to the mall. Cop a fit for the mall. I'm just trying to beat all them odds when Stacy perform. I'm protected in all states, ain't no way I'm insured. I don't feel I've been giving up, but I've been feeling up. If y'all walking through this storm, we can get through the storm. We won't bust down us a new road, and match with the charm. Instead, y'all won't lock us up in these shackles and charms. Yeah, leave out next and we keep it a time. Heart so cold and it way by the time. Yeah, that I ain't eating this for months. My brother in there, I don't know if he's I don't know how he feel. I don't know if suicide players smile like a drill, but he losing his feel. I just tell him holding his dream, hold on to the field, and then block out the pain. Keep your head in the shade. Whenever they ask how you feel, just tell them you straight. Keep holding on. I know this your way. Yeah, hold on. Don't make no mistakes. Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry. I'm experiencing technical difficulties.
I thought that was me.
So, no, you sounded great. So I'm moving around because I'm having technical difficulties on my end. But that was a great performance. Let's get our industry guests in so they can give you some feedback on your performance. Industry guests, you may now turn on your cameras. All right, Stephanie, let's start with you. What did you think about Scooter's performance?
I thought that was great. First off, I really love the setup. I love love the thought that you put into that. Really like kind of set it off right away. And yeah, I really liked the song. I liked the way that you like flow and everything while you're up there. I guess if I could just ask about the song. Is it too soon to ask questions to the artist or?
No,
Okay, cool.
That's exactly why you're here.
Perfect. All right, cool. So yeah, can I just ask about the song and like inspiration behind it and everything?
Yeah, so right now I have probably 8 to 10 family members incarcerated, and I just feel like I'm the voice for them right now, you know. They write me letters, we talk, and I feel like I got the voice and the platform to speak for them, so I just do the best that I can.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Again, yeah, I loved the shout out at the top. I feel like it's really important that, artists are releasing music for like an actual reason. And it's clear that like, you're putting this out, representing those who don't really have a voice right now. So I really respect that.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's important, like to just use your voice, to use your talent to make a difference and impact. Like it's our responsibility as artists. So I love that that's what you're doing. Very powerful.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Albert.
Man, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like the setup, like Steph said. So I see you got the creative direction going already. That's on point. The look, the Prada shades. I'm loving that. You're looking fly. You're looking like a star for real. And yeah, the tone, that beat, everything was just on point. And the flow, I love the lyrics. I can tell that you spent some time writing that. Yeah, I really like that you have a message behind it. And I liked how in the song you were talking about staying away from the police and not trying to be, like trying to better yourself to get out the hood. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's always great when like both industry experts like love their performance. That definitely says a lot. So keep doing your thing, Scooter. If you are in the audience and you came to see Scooter, now it is your turn to do your part, because this is the only way he's going to get that W is from you guys. Normally our industry experts have a say, but not this time. This time it's all about the artist support. So if you're here to see Scooter, head over to our Instagram at Music Forward and show him so much love in the poll if you want him to be the artist that is chosen. Thank you, Scooter, so much for that amazing performance. You may now turn off your camera.
Of course, appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Always. All right, so I'm going to start out this round with a question for you, Stephanie. Albert, you can stick around too, though. But Stephanie, what are some of the ways that you feel in such a saturated market right now where there's so many artists? What are some things that artists can do to stand out?
Oh, that's a really good question. I feel like everyone's trying to stand out, break away from the crowd, make a big impact, like big splash.
Right.
I really feel that the best thing to do is to be your authentic self. Most artists tend to be very creative, so you already have like a unique side to you, or you have like unique traits to yourself. And I feel that the artists that really stand out the most are the ones who have great engagement with their fan bases and like great relationships with their fans, where it's not just like, the artist drops a pre-save link and like they get 10 pre-saves. Meanwhile, they have 100,000 followers on Instagram or something. Meanwhile, the artist that is actually engaging with their fans and like building those relationships. I feel like that's what really makes you stand out, is just being your authentic self, building those relationships, and like the genuine connection. It's like palpable. Like people know when you're being real or not. So I really think being authentic is just the best way to go, and put yourself out there. Again, like you don't have to be on every single social media platform, but definitely make sure that there's a way for your fans to like find you and connect with you and stay up to date.
Yeah, there's a meme out there that says like, be you, everyone else is taken, right? And I think that like we see stuff like that in passing and it doesn't really click because we still wear our faces on our phones all day. and it's natural to want to imitate what you see, but it's so like that's literally your power. Your superpower is you being who you are because you're the only one. So that's I just love that. That's really the main way. So thank you so much for that, Stephanie.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right, you guys. We're gonna see you back again after our next artist. So you two may both now turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, moving right along. Listen, my internet was acting crazy in my little studio. So here we are with this goofy background, but we're going to make it happen. The show must go on. Let us call to the stage Elijah the Great. Come on in, Elijah. I'm going to tell the audience about you. Elijah the Great is a hip hop and alternative recording artist from the South Side of Chicago. He started making music at the age of 14 when he wrote his first song, We the Best, and has gone on to perform at several events venues throughout the city, including recently headlining the After Party. His latest EP, titled Perseverance, draws inspiration from the likes of Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, and Kid Cudi. And he cites the autobiography of basketball star Derrick Rose, titled I'll Show You, as a motivator to use his story to inspire others to continue to pursue their dreams through all the trials and tribulations of life. Elijah, we're so excited to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. So tell the audience what they can expect to hear from your performance tonight.
All right, so the song that I'm going to be performing is titled Self Love. It's a song that's off of my EP Perseverance. And the song is about the idea of really being comfortable with the idea of loving yourself and being comfortable with being who you are in an authentic environment, and just always, no matter what, believing in yourselves and believing in your passions.
Love it. Like kind of goes to what we were just saying before with Stephanie. So I'm glad to hear it. We're excited to hear your song. Without further ado, Elijah the Great.
Talk to everybody about something that's important. Self-love. I've seen too many of us that don't have enough. Can't even force a smile to hide behind. We got it rough. Anxiety tripping when friends decide to call our bluff. We say we find inside our mind, inside we're burning up. To know upside, we wonder why good days ain't turning up. Proceed to playing captains to our ships lost to sea in. Trying to find a way to help each other out the deep end. But we can't save another ship if ours already sinking. Let that sink in. It's way more than life than what we see when the outcome of investing in yourself transcends the reasons. Why don't we all accept the beauty in us? Take some time to reflect and let ourselves get in touch with affirmations, meditation, all that life offers us to ease our conscience in this nonsense, in this hell we entrust. Our success is predetermined in the way we evolve. Can't move on until we learn the value of self-love. Through all the pain in this life, I love myself. Through every trial, every fight, I love myself. Promise to say this every night, I love myself. They say I found true wealth, came through self-love. Through all the pain in this life, I love myself. Through every trial, every fight, I love myself. Promise to say this every night, I love myself. They say I found true wealth. I know you heard this before. Know yourself, know your worth. But what they don't tell you is about the powers you unlock hidden within the earth. You gotta find the happiness sitting within the hurt. Cause every flower of a blossom came up from the dirt. Feed the heart what it desires, the mind what it requires. Stimulate good energy, cause thou shalt not expire. And in no way would I say to neglect the roles prior to what's upon us. I want us to know what God is higher. You see, it takes reflection to form a solid connection, and understanding the balance to fight signs of regression. You let the power of perseverance guide your direction. You'll find every wrong that you made to make its own corrections. See, I had to learn what love is and isn't. Didn't have any guidance, I just had well precision with my decisions. This prison will not confine us if I found the slightest bit of wonder to excel my vision. Listen, the love we have for each other, I know it's something sacred. But with a love for yourself, no one could ever break it. And that's the power you wake with, no one could ever take it. If I came this far, I know we'll make it. With self-love, through all the pain in this life, life. I love myself. Through every trial, every fight. I love myself. Promise to say this every night. I love myself. They say I found true wealth. Came through self-love. Through all the pain in his life. I love myself. Through every trial, every fight. I love myself. Promise to say this every night. I love myself. They say I found true wealth. Hey yo, to everybody that's been tuning in, everybody that's been supporting me, I just want to let everybody know that no matter what you go through in life, you will always have the power to make a difference. And nothing can ever stop you from being the greatest version of yourself, because anything is possible, as long as you make sure you can do it with self-love. I love myself. I love myself. They say I found true wealth. Came to self-love. All the pain in this life. I love myself. Every trial, every fight. I love myself. Promise to say this every night. They say I found true wealth.
Elijah the Great. That was so phenomenal. Like, I love the affirmation. I love myself. Like, promise to say this every night. I love the beat selection. Did you produce this?
No, one of my friends produced this track for me. Shout out to my one of my producers, Raspo.
At the end with the piano, I was just over here singing like I was on stage. Like, it just made me feel some kind of way. Like, it's super dope. Let's get the art industry guests in here to hear their feedback. Industry guests, you may now turn on your cameras. Ladies first, let's start with you, Stephanie.
Okay, definitely great performance. Thank you. Really, again, love like music with a message. I feel like we definitely could use some like real positivity all the time, but especially in these times. So I really do love the message and like your lyrics, the intention behind it and everything. And I also really enjoyed your like there's no stage, but your stage presence, you know, you're like pointing at the camera and like it's virtual, but I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're like, I felt that. So I really I appreciate your stage presence and everything. And yeah, I would definitely have to agree with Lydia. Like I was kind of like, you know, I love myself. I was over here like jamming along.
Singing
like,
along.
yeah, very much so. That was catchy. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. Have you performed live often? Like, have you done a bunch of live shows or?
So yeah, I've been doing live performances since even before I knew that I wanted to be a musical artist. So live performances for me, performing in front of crowds, no matter if it's in person or virtual, it comes easy to me now.
Nice.
It definitely felt natural. Yeah, I felt I could feel that. So yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking that exact thing that Stephanie just said. Like, I was like, look at him, like he's at the garden, like the heads up. It was a whole vibe. Like, and that's what it takes. I always tell artists, like, I don't care where you're performing at, whether it's one person or 100 people or 1,000, perform like it's a stadium every time, just because that's what's gonna do, you know, leave an impact. And you definitely did that tonight. So great job on that. All right, Albert, you're up. Give some feedback.
Man, I have to agree with Stephanie. I loved everything too. I love the positive message, of course. Especially when you said, what was that? What was that? They say I found true wealth. Ooh, that one, that was hard. The writing is great. How long have you been writing? Do you collaborate with other writers and everything?
Yeah, so there's a group of I have a group of people that I usually like to collaborate with, a few of my friends. But when it comes to projects like this and when it comes to songs like this, these are the moments where I like to just be alone and write, you know, especially when I'm trying to convey a message that I felt like that I would have wanted to hear growing up, going through the trials and tribulations that I endured. Moments like this, these come straight from the heart for me. And to get these moments out, I really like to be alone and just let my thoughts just flow from pen to paper.
I feel that. And I also liked when you also thank the supporters. You thanked everybody supporting you. You know, sometimes it's easy to forget that some people don't have to listen to the music. You know, you have to convince the fans to listen to the music, and saying thank you and thank you for them to tune in and supporting you. That's a good look. I loved it.
So important, because I mean,
Very important.
the reality of it is your art is nothing without a consumer.
Correct.
You know, I mean, I guess it could be something for you. That's great. But other than that, without the people, you have nothing. So that's a really major key that you thanked everybody. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So if you're in the audience and you came to see Elijah the Great, not Elijah the Good, not Elijah the okay, the Great. Okay, I need you to head over to our poll at Music Forward on Instagram and show love. Like I said, for Scooter's performance, this is it. This is all that the artists have is you, the support of you guys. Our hands are tied on at this. This is all up to you. So whoever gets shown the most love will win the grand prize. So head over and make that happen for Elijah the Great. Elijah, always a pleasure getting to hear you perform. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you
you
so much
now,
for having me.
absolutely, you can turn off your camera now. And we're going to tap in with our industry guests a little bit more. I'm going to ask you this question a lot, Albert, excuse me. What are some best practices you feel in this like social age where we are that artists can use to really start to get their music, seen and heard by more people?
Best practices would definitely have to be a consistency with the social media platforms to get their music out there. A lot of these algorithms now won't benefit you unless you're posting daily or you're posting at least 3 times a week. So I would recommend definitely getting a social media calendar kind of together, saying, okay, I'm going to post on TikTok today. I'm going to post on Instagram this day. I'm going to post on Twitter this day. Just little things like that. And also fan engagement, making sure if you have that time and a fan is, swiping up, sending you fire emojis, make sure you thank them. Make sure you reply to everyone you can. I know it's impossible to reply to everybody, but hey, try your hardest. Yeah, it's very important.
It is. And look, I look at some really, really big Instagram people that I follow, and a lot of them, like literally, even if it's days later, I'll get a reply or at least a like. And
Cool.
that will mean something to me.
Yes.
So knowing how that makes me feel, I make sure I do that with all of my fans and people who follow and engage with me. I'm going to reply to every comment, even if it takes me, even if I don't get to you today, you're going to see a like and a response from me. And that's what's going to keep the fans coming back. So for sure, I think that's important. What do you think, Stephanie? We have a little time. Do you have any best practices?
I definitely agree with Albert on the consistency, and then also with just being. I definitely was setting a calendar, like as you have releases that are coming out, to coordinate your posts, to like encourage your fans to pre-save your release, and to do several posts. Don't just one post, ask them to pre-save 2 days before the song is out. Like you want to kind of you want to pace it out, and you want to start like at least maybe like a week, 2 weeks before the song is out, so you can start generating those pre-saves. And then make sure that your links are like easily accessible. So if I'm on your Instagram page, I can click your link tree and I can find your Apple Music profile or your Spotify profile. And when I'm on your Spotify page, I can scroll down to your bio and find your, IG link or whatever. Just make sure all the links are connected. There's no broken links. Everything's up to date, because people use those links to like find you and discover more about you.
And people's attention span is so short. Like if they can't get to it right away, they're on to the next. They, keep scrolling. And I also want to say something too, as like a tip, is like, how the sound, like songs are getting broken on social media now, not necessarily on the radio anymore. The records are breaking on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So share your song in your reel. Like, don't just put it in a post, like put it in the reel as a sound, and encourage people to use the sound as well. Because I feel like that's the way that your song can really, possibly grow legs in this climate. All right. So it's been fabulous talking to you guys. We have one final artist, and then we're going to come back with some final thoughts from you guys. This has been great so far. So you two may both now turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, moving right along. Coming to the stage. I want you to make some noise wherever you are. Yeah, make some noise. We can't hear you, but we're going to feel it. We're going to feel it. So make some noise right now for Haley Alice. I want to make sure I say this right. Hallie, not Haley. It's Hallie, right? Come on in and correct me. Get me all the way together before I read your bio. Hallie. There
Hello.
she is.
Hi, Music Forward. My name is Hallie Alice.
Hallie. Okay, there it is. Let me read your bio in full to everybody.
All right.
Hallie Alice is an LA born and raised singer songwriter that has found her voice navigating and reflecting on everyday life. As an artist, activist, content creator, and director/model, Hallie has found her passion for storytelling and delivering both personal and universal messages. She's expressive to say the least, and the music she writes is a real time collection of her thoughts, emotions, and personal healing wrapped in melodic and rhythmic production. She definitely got the melodies, I'm here to tell you. This young artist keeps her rewrites to a minimum while continuously reflecting on her growth as a creator, healer, and human. Her style and thoughtful lyrics are inspired by influences from Lauryn Hill and Kendrick Lamar to Whitney Houston and Missy Elliott. Her faith driven music echoes clear and purposeful messages to inspire youth to push forward and have fun. Hallie, I love your bio. It definitely like encompasses you from what I've experienced with you these past two open mics. Tell the audience what they can expect from you tonight.
I'm going to be doing a song that's called Boy Crazy. It's out everywhere. I released it, I think in 2019. I put out a bulk of music that I really kind of was in a daze when I wrote. And like I said, my music is a real-time reflection of my everyday life. And so this song is about when I was 16 and boy crazy.
Hey,
So
I love it. Something we can all relate to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Hallie Alice.
Okay. My name is Hallie Alice. I am a singer-songwriter. Like I said, this song is about when I was boy crazy. And it went like this. No more. Oh, boy crazy. Call it hypnotized. Oh, boy crazy. Now call it hypnotized. You can call that shit hypnotized. My knees gotta rock you when I stood on my own. But now I love being alone. Forgot to keep the family close and hold down a home. But now my dreams and my goals, I took time for myself, cause I needed help. Our exchanges were hell, but I pray, yeah, I pray to wake that pain. She don't know you make me this way. Nah, boy crazy, I love Daisy. For my lover, boy, you make me. I get complacent, I let you break me down. I get complacent, I let you shut me down. I get real, I said, that's why. Baby started my schoolwork. I'm slinging my heart on a track, never for love so passionate and honest. To be honest, I'm only here for the thrill of the game. I'm fishing for change, save my 2 cents for a rainy day. I'll always know my mastering, so I ain't never gotta wear the masquerade like I did for the boys when I was 16. When I went missing, he picked me up cause didn't know myself. Shout out all the Noib and Trube on the mixing. Don't give in to the mixed drink. Ignore the boy in the room with the gold chains. He ain't gonna love you like he loves Jays. The right one, he might behave and give your place and give your name. She got you blocked, she can't stand the pain. All you got left to do is all that love learning. So, if I tell you one thing, it is baby, get in your bag. One piece of advice. If I tell you one thing, it is baby, get in your bag. Get in your bag. If I tell you one thing, it is baby, get in your bag. Your family told you so. If I tell you one thing, I told you so. Don't be boy crazy. Thank you.
It's like he ain't gonna love you like he love his J's for me. That was a whole bar. I loved it.
I feel like people grow up and they grow out of that. I don't know if that applies to everybody, but at 16, I feel like there's only so much somebody knows how to love. It's not gonna, maybe not gonna be you as a teenager.
And that's okay. And that's okay. I love the message for, for the young girls, like it's, look, it is what it is. It's not gonna last forever, right? That stage in life. And I loved your background this time. I remember last time, like you had to sit because of like the way your performance setup was. So I love that I got to see you more like in your element. Great, great job. Your writing is great. You're just a great artist. So I'm excited to hear the feedback from the industry guests. Industry guests, you may now turn on your cameras. Give Hallie some feedback. We'll start with you, Stephanie.
First off, great performance. Thank you. I just want to first off love your Zoom name right now. I love the fact that you are promoting your latest single like right here in your Zoom name. Like that's right. Take every opportunity and like it's right in my face. How am I going to forget that? Like wonderful. Love that. I also really like that you included your inspirations in your bio because I feel like I could like I got a little bit of that like Badu, a little bit of, Missy Elliott. I could like feel it coming through your music. So I really appreciated like getting that context right off the bat. And I also picked up on that line. What was it like? Boys love their gold chains, but not as much. I love you. Like they love their J's. Or that was great. I did also. I liked the writing. I love your voice. I love how you were like kind of switching it up throughout between like singing and like rapping and like kind of like speak like call outs and stuff. I just kind of loved the variation throughout. Yeah, I mean, great job. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope you check it out. Definitely. It's one that I really care about. I feel like I said, it'd be pen to paper. Before I really understood the structure of how to really write a song, I have a collection of like, my earlier stuff, and this is earlier stuff where it really was free flowing. Now this stuff may be more commercial, compartmentalize that message so it can reach everybody. But this is a song that, we used to really appreciate Erykah Badu. You have a Tyrone song or whatever, and it really just flowed out. And people need those stories. So I'm saving this one. I won't structure it up too much. And hopefully when I do it on a big stadium or a big open mic type vibe, people can really be like, oh my God, I remember that song at the beginning. And it was this storytelling moment I related to being boy crazy at 16 and just let it be real.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Albert.
I enjoyed it as well. We got very talented artists going on, but the passion, I just felt it. Your melody's crazy. Your tone is, I loved it. Do you learned how to do that without vocal lessons? Have you taken any vocal lessons at all?
Well, like they said about you, I was a choir kid too. So I went to school.
That's where it is.
I started out as a choir kid, also started in church. I feel like that's missing a lot of, it's missing a lot in our music, but it allowed me to really play with my voice.
Yeah.
And I got older, my voice has changed, went through my party culture in college, so my voice changed for other reasons. But I think, I feel like I just let it evolve. I did classical training, but I didn't sing a lot for maybe like 7 years. So when I was in school, when I was in college, from the time I graduated high school to the time I just got out of school in like the fall, I didn't do any lessons, anything like that, really just trying to pull my voice out of myself and push myself to keep going. That's where a lot of the pen work too comes from, just, dragging yourself through it. Like you don't have lessons, you're not having that training, but you got to remember, you got to like keep it inspired within yourself. So writing comes from the same place for me.
Got it. Okay. I figured it's great. It's great. I loved it.
Awesome. Well, if you're in the audience and you came to see Hallie Alice, it is your turn. She just blessed us with that phenomenal performance. Now it is your turn to return the favor and bless her by heading over to @musicforward on Instagram. Show her so much love in our poll. If Hallie is the one who needs to be the winner, go and do your job. Hallie, we appreciate you. You are a Music Forward alum. And thank you. You can turn off your camera.
All right. I appreciate y'all. Bye.
All right. So that wraps it up from our 3 artists. I'm going to ask you both 2 more questions since we have a little bit of time. So the question is, and I think this is like one of my favorite questions because artists be really wanting to know this. How does an artist best interact with a person like you in your position? What would be like the best approach, or what are the things that you think need to be in place first?
That's a great question. I feel like the best way when I'm working with like artists and teams, I just really appreciate very open communication. You know, we're like in an industry where things change very fast. You know, like maybe you need to like swap out the audio file for a song, or you need to push out your live date or something like that. But just really like keeping up to date with people. You know, checking in, so whether that's like through text or call or email, whatever it is, but just kind of like routinely checking in, keeping like the channels of communication open. Aside from that, though, it's really there isn't too much else. Like when you're, I guess, when you're speaking to industry people, another big thing is links. Like it sounds like simple, but just making sure that like your signature includes your Spotify or your you know, your link tree, whatever it is, so that it's really easy when you are communicating with people to like find whatever it is that they need to find. But other than that, really just yeah, open communication, I would say.
Love that. Love it. That's great. What about you, Albert?
I definitely have to agree with Stephanie. And a very important thing as well is making sure when you approach people in the industry to be respectful. Know that there's also hundreds of other artists, you know, messaging the same person. And if you are going to send that message or a cold email, cold Instagram DM, just be respectful. And you know, you can follow up if you know you want to. And like Stephanie said, you have to provide all of the information in that email. So if you have a link or a song that you want us to listen to, please send it. Send it in that initial email, you know, so we won't have to do any digging or, you know, searching for the email and it's hard to find your Instagram, you know, because we want to see who you are and we want to like give it a listen. But there's just so many artists reaching out. So as long as the email is respectful and you follow up respectfully, I feel like you're good to go. But you do have to be persistent, though. I will say that. Because like I said, if there's, you know, sometimes we just don't see the email. We just don't see the message. So that persistency is key.
You know, and it's something that, like, I love what both of you said. And I want to add this because like there's a way to be strategic as an artist, right? And this has worked on me before, right? And if you follow somebody like, you know, like a Stephanie or an Albert or anybody who's in a power position in the music industry, remember that they're human, right? And interact with them. Maybe before you cold email or DM, interact with them. If they post something in their story, comment on it. If they have, you know, something they post about their passion, you hike, if you posted a hiking video like, hey, what trail is that, or whatever it is, or you post your kid online and like, oh my god, your daughter's so cute, whatever it is, remember that the interactions need to be human first. Just spamming a link is not going to work. But if you're already in communication with this person through respecting what they post on social, you have an in right there. It's not going to be so cold if you've already interacted with them in other ways. So that's just a little bit of a cheat code advice that has worked on me, where I'm like, oh, I know this person. They always comment when I post my daughter. And now next thing you know, we're talking about writing a record or whatever the case may be. So that's just a little cheat code that I have for you.
And that's a very good cheat code. Basically building a real relationship with people.
A real relationship.
Yeah, a genuine relationship first.
Yes.
Correct.
My old manager told me a great story one time. He got introduced to Rodney Jerkins and he said it was a whole year before he talked about music because they had a common interest. And so he just cultivated that relationship to the point where when it got time to talk about music, it was a non-factor, like, let's do this, you know? And those are the things that people have to think about. Like, it's not just about you. Are you bringing value to this person, first of all, right? That's first. You not just take. What am I going to bring to this relationship? And also remember that they're human and that human connection is above all. So there's that. And my final takeaway with you guys is I want you both to give one word of advice. It doesn't have to be like a single word, but if you could give one tip to a new upcoming artist, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. One tip I mean, it's not like well, I guess it is something you can like build and practice, but like honestly, being your biggest fan, like you really need to believe in yourself and your artistry because you're going to hit so many roadblocks and obstacles and people who tell you like, oh, that's not it, or like whatever. Like you really have to be your biggest advocate. You have to believe in yourself enough to like overcome those hurdles because it's a tough road, you know. And like you said, that the market is oversaturated. There's so many creative people out there putting their music out. You really have to believe in yourself. Yeah.
Love that. That's so important. Albert?
Agreed, Stephanie. So not only that confidence and believing in yourself, I definitely think as an artist, you have to be willing to take that risk to be yourself because you will see some things that you could easily imitate and you see it working for everybody else. And then you see, okay, dang, all these artists are doing the same. They're sounding the same. They have the same tone. They have the same beat. You have to, it's a marathon. It's a marathon, basically. And you have to stick to what's true to you, kind of like what Stephanie was saying earlier. And I think that's very important. So an artist won't get lost in that industry trying to, chase that tail. So
it's amazing
that's.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's really the biggest advice that I could give because it's easy to get lost.
Yeah. And that's just, so I was just going to piggyback and say, it's amazing that taking a chance, being yourself is like kind of taking the chance, but it is. Because like you said, it's so easy to imitate and just, try to do what it seems to be working, hop on that trend, especially since, the word trend is in everything, right? What's trending? Let me get in that trend. But and even if you do kind of get in like on a trending sound or trending, you still have to figure out a way to make it yours.
Correct.
So very great words of advice from you guys all throughout the evening. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Albert, both from STEM, for coming, stepping it up and being a part of this, for, paying it forward for the next artist. We appreciate you so much here at Music Forward. Thank you.
Y'all for having me.
It's a great experience. Yeah, I loved seeing all the artists perform. You guys were like so great.
All of y'all killed it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You two may now turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, we made it. This was an interesting open mic. I had technical difficulties, had to relocate. That's never happened, but here we are. We did it. We made it through. We appreciate you for sticking it out. Thank you again to our product sponsor, Sennheiser, for providing the pro quality gifts for all of our fan favorites and industry picks this season. Please do not forget to head to @musicforward on Instagram to vote. Peace.